in a heartbreaking development both on and off screen. The Bold and the Beautiful is preparing for one of the most emotionally charged storylines in recent memory as Ridge Forrester, the pillar of the Forrester dynasty, is diagnosed with advanced lung cancer. While longtime fans may be bracing themselves for another health scare plotline, the gravity of this arc hits closer to home than ever before. That's because actor Thorsten Kaye, who has portrayed Ridge Forrester since 2013, is not just acting, he is living through a parallel battle. Just days ago, Thorsten Kaye broke his silence about his health, posting a somber update from a hospital bed. In a brief but powerful message, Kaye acknowledged the lung complications he's been facing, expressing hope that everything will be okay. The image showed the actor noticeably thinner, with oxygen support and a subdued expression. The message sparked immediate concern across the fanbase and the entertainment world. What many feared was confirmed shortly after. Thorsten Kaye is battling lung cancer. And while he's begun treatment, including an aggressive round of radiation therapy, this real-life fight has necessitated a temporary halt to his filming schedule, rather than write Ridge off quietly or send the character out of town. The writers and producers of The Bold and the Beautiful have chosen a bold and raw approach, bringing Thorsten's reality into the world of the show. In an unprecedented move, Ridge Forrester's storyline will now mirror Kaye's own struggle, with the character being diagnosed with stage 2 lung cancer, prompting immediate intervention from his loved ones and forcing the Forresters to brace for the potential loss of their patriarch. The show wastes no time. The diagnosis comes quickly, following a series of unexplained coughs, fatigue, and shortness of breath. Brooke is the first to notice. She urges Ridge to see a doctor, something he resists at first, brushing it off as stress or allergies. But after collapsing during a meeting at Forrester Creations, he is rushed to the hospital, where tests confirm the worst malignant tumors in both lungs. The scenes that follow are among the most gut-wrenching in the show's recent history. Ridge, once invincible, is forced to sit still and face the truth. He is dying unless the treatments work. From here, the narrative moves with unflinching pace. The family rallies around Ridge. Brooke is devastated but determined. Steffie and Thomas are blindsided, still reeling from corporate battles and personal betrayals, but now confronted with something they can't fix with power plays or legacy pride. RJ, having stepped into a larger role in recent episodes, is crushed, his hero's vulnerability shaking him to his core. The decision to undergo radiation is made swiftly. Ridge wants to fight. He has too much to lose. Too many unfinished conversations. Too many people relying on him. The first session is painful. The show doesn't glamorize it. We see Ridge weak, silent, pale, unlike anything we've seen from him before. It's not just about illness, it's about identity. The mighty figurehead reduced to flesh and fear. Behind the scenes, the writers work closely with Thorsten Kaye and his team to ensure the script stays true to the emotional gravity of such a diagnosis. What makes the story even more compelling and painful is the uncertainty. Ridge's condition is serious. The cancer is aggressive. And even with radiation, survival is not guaranteed. The show is not promising a miracle cure. It's promising realism. And that means fans must now sit with the possibility that Ridge Forrester, the man who has stood at the heart of the Bold and the Beautiful for decades, may not survive. In the coming episodes, the ripple effects will be enormous. Relationships will fracture and realign. Secrets will be confessed. Time, once taken for granted, will become precious. Expect scenes where Ridge opens up to Brooke in ways he never has before, the fears he never voiced, the regrets he never shared. Expect Steffie to struggle with helplessness, torn between hope and dread. Expect Thomas to step up, shedding layers of arrogance and proving he's ready to lead if his father can't. There are whispers that this health crisis may bring some long-lost characters back into play. Speculation is already swirling about potential returns. Taylor Hayes, desperate to see Ridge again. Eric Forrester, increasingly frail himself, stepping back into the picture to reconcile with his son. and possibly even Bridget called in as a medical advisor or to consult on Ridge's treatment, bringing her into the spotlight in a deeply personal arc. But for now, all attention turns to the next few episodes. Ridge's journey through treatment will be documented in unfiltered detail. Viewers will watch him lose strength, suffer side effects, lash out in pain and fear. But they'll also see moments of grace, of humor, of fight. Because this isn't just a story about death, it's about choosing to live, even when the odds are stacked against you. And yet, the question hangs over everything. Will radiation be enough? On screen, Ridge will be told that his best chance is aggressive radiation combined with targeted medication. The odds are middling. Not hopeless, but not comforting either. Brooke wants to believe. Steffie wants to believe. But even the best doctors can't promise more than hope. And viewers will be forced to ask themselves the same question Ridge does in a quiet, brutal moment. What if this is the end? Off screen, the answer is equally uncertain. Thorsten Kaye's team has confirmed that he's undergoing intensive treatment and taking a necessary break from filming. How long that break will last remains unclear. There are contingency plans in place, possibly having Ridge disappear for an experimental treatment overseas if his condition worsens on the show, giving Kaye time and space for recovery. But producers are hopeful. They want him back. And so do fans. The response from the B&B community has been overwhelming. Fellow cast members have posted messages of support. Catherine Kelly Langbrook shared a photo with Thorsten from set with the caption, "He's a fighter on screen and off." John McCook Eric posted, "We're family." That doesn't change. Social media lit up with hashtags like Fight with Thorsten and Ridge Strong as fans across the globe sent love and strength. But no matter how much love there is, no one can deny the weight of the moment. Ridge Forrester's life, both fictional and real, now hangs in balance. The writers have chosen truth over comfort, drama grounded in reality over soap tropes. And it shows. In the episodes ahead, the bold and the beautiful will likely be defined by this storyline. The boardroom battles will quiet. The love triangles will pause. And in their place, a deeper, more human story will unfold about mortality, family, forgiveness, and the fight to survive. Ridge Forrester is many things. A designer, a lover, a father, a son. But now, he's something more. He's the face of a battle that countless people know too well. And through him, Thorsten Kaye, with bravery, vulnerability, and strength, is sharing that story with the world. The question remains unanswered. Will Ridge survive lung cancer? Will radiation be enough to save him? Will Thorsten Kaye return to set in time to continue the fight on screen? For now, we wait, we hope, and we watch. Because in the world of the bold and the beautiful, fiction and reality have never collided with such devastating clarity. As the bold and the beautiful continues into the following weeks after Ridge Forrester's lung cancer diagnosis, the show dives even deeper into emotional territory, pushing every character to confront uncomfortable truths, unresolved wounds, and the fragile reality of time slipping away. With Thorsten Kaye's real-life health mirroring Ridge's fictional condition, the line between screen and reality blurs in heartbreaking clarity, and the stakes have never felt more real. The radiation treatments begin taking their toll on Ridge almost immediately. The once confident, commanding fashion icon now struggles with breath, fatigue, and pain. In a gut-wrenching scene, Ridge is shown sitting alone in his hospital bed, watching old video clips of runway shows, his children's childhoods, and family memories, reminders of a life that once moved at lightning speed, now slowing to a crawl. Brooke becomes his anchor, but even her strength is tested. She tries to remain positive in front of Ridge, but the moment she's alone, whether in her car, in the Forrester living room, or a quiet corner of the hospital, she breaks down. Her sobs are quiet but deep, echoing the fear that's overtaken everyone who loves Ridge. Katie is by her side, reminding her that Ridge is a fighter, but even Katie can't hide the cracks in her optimism. There's too much uncertainty, too much unknown. Steffie takes on a new role, not just as a daughter, but as a protector. She throws herself into managing the company, stepping into Ridge's shoes without hesitation. She holds meetings, reviews designs, oversees the PR fallout from Ridge's absence. But the pressure wears on her. She's not just filling a role, she's trying to prove to her father that she's strong enough to carry the legacy if the worst happens. And in private, she questions herself. Can she be the leader Ridge was? Can she hold the family together when it's on the verge of falling apart? Meanwhile, Thomas begins to reevaluate everything. His priorities shift. The petty rivalries, the past manipulations, the need for control, all of it fades in the face of his father's mortality. He visits Ridge often, sometimes just sitting in silence. In one powerful scene, he finally apologizes not for one specific act, but for everything. For not being the son Ridge deserved. Ridge reaches out weakly, but with purpose, and tells Thomas he's proud of him. That no matter what happened in the past, he's always loved him. That moment shatters Thomas and begins his own quiet redemption arc. The doctors remain cautious. Ridge responds to some of the radiation, but his body is fragile. There are signs of progress, but also signs of regression. Fluid builds in his lungs. He's placed on oxygen more frequently. Ridge refuses to let the family see him during his worst days. He hates appearing weak, but they come anyway. Eric, now in declining health himself, pays Ridge a visit. Two aging titans of the Forrester family sit together, hand in hand, surrounded by years of pain and pride. Eric breaks down for the first time in public, confessing that he never imagined outliving his son. Ridge, with tears in his eyes, tells Eric that if this is the end, he's at peace because the family he helped build is still standing strong. But not everyone is prepared to let go. RJ takes it the hardest. The youngest of Ridge's children, RJ's been trying to prove his own worth in the family business. Now he clings to the belief that Ridge can beat this. He starts researching clinical trials. He connects with specialists. He even tries to convince Ridge to leave LA for experimental treatment in Switzerland. Ridge refuses. He says he wants to stay close to his family, not live in a sterile room halfway across the world. But RJ won't let up. He's convinced there's still a chance, a way to fight harder, a way to win. Outside the family, the news of Ridge's illness sends shockwaves through the fashion industry. International headlines call it the collapse of the House of Forrester. Competitors circle like vultures. But Ridge's absence also brings allies out of hiding. Designers, models, old friends return not for business, but to say goodbye. Felicia Forrester returns from Europe. Thorne makes a surprise appearance. Even Rick and Bridget appear in an emotional reunion that underscores just how much Ridge meant to every branch of the sprawling Logan Forrester tree. Meanwhile, Deacon Sharp finds himself pulled into the drama unexpectedly. After a tense but heartfelt encounter with Ridge, he offers something rare: forgiveness. The two men, long rivals in love and power, finally share a moment of mutual respect. Ridge thanks Deacon for being there for Hope and Brooke during the chaos, and Deacon promises to keep doing so. It's a moment of grace between two warriors too tired to keep swinging. And then comes the twist. One evening, while reviewing Ridge's most recent test results, his doctor spots something unexpected. A small genetic mutation in Ridge's tumor markers, one that qualifies him for a rare form of targeted therapy that had previously been ruled out. The window is narrow. The treatment is brutal. But it's a chance. Brooke wants him to try. So does RJ. Thomas is cautious. Steffie is skeptical. Eric is too emotional to decide. But Ridge, frail, exhausted, slipping away, says yes. Not because he's afraid of dying, but because he wants more time. Just a little more time with the people he loves. The treatment begins. He grows weaker, then stronger, then weaker again. The show plays it carefully. No miracle recoveries, no sudden awakenings. Just a slow, painful climb. A process. A fight. And through it all, Thorsten Kaye's real-life battle informs every scene with raw authenticity. His absence from set is felt. The camera leans into silence, into reactions, into characters sitting with grief that feels all too real. Eventually, a letter arrives at Forrester Creations. It's from Ridge. In it, he says he's leaving the country for further treatment, that he needs space, quiet, time. But he also says he's proud of what the family has become, that the company is in good hands, that no matter what happens, he'll always be with them in legacy, in name, in spirit. Brooke reads the letter out loud in the main office, surrounded by the family. The camera lingers on the Forrester crest, on the sewing machines, on the empty chair where Ridge once sat. The silence is heavy, final. But then, in the last frame, Ridge steps onto a plane, alone, bald, pale, but alive. A whisper of a smile on his face, hope in his eyes. And with that, the bold and the beautiful transitions into a new chapter, one without Ridge for now, but not forever. The door is open. The story continues. And the man at its center is still fighting, just off screen, just like Thorsten Kaye. The future is uncertain. The road ahead is long. But in this world where beauty and boldness collide, anything is still possible. Even survival, even miracles, even redemption. Especially when the heart keeps beating.